Hi, Scott here from HomeSure, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the 8 benefits of holiday home investment versus traditional buy-to-let. The first thing I'm going to look at is income as yields, the money you get on your money invested. What we do with holiday homes, a very broad rule, is take what we would get for a traditional buy-to-let per month, and that would roughly be our rent for a week. So roughly 4 times the income. Isn't exactly 4 times because our occupancy levels aren't going to be 12 months of a year, it might be 30 to 40 weeks of a year depending on the property. But all in all, we are taking the monthly rent, we should get that for a week. Again, this is a very broad calculation just to give you an idea. Different properties have different yields. But the last one we did, the one I was working on prior to this video, we got a 12.7% net yield. So that's after mortgage, cleaning, management, repairs, insurance, broadband, all these types of things. That's 12.7% after all costs. That equated to £638 every month on average in the bank. So hard to get that with a traditional buy-to-let. That's round about the 200,000. This property we're speaking about was 195,000. So very hard to achieve those yields with that type of investment for traditional buy-to-let. So the yields stack up particularly well. The benefit number 2 is there's no arrears. Unlike traditional buy-to-lets where you're hoping the tenant goes in and pays their money, with this people pay in advance, and if they don't pay in advance you don't book their slot for holiday homes and you re-let it hopefully. So there isn't any arrears, people pay in advance and they pay a small deposit which they get back to cover them for any wear and tear. Number 3 is no evictions. People just don't stay in properties. They come up for a holiday, they've got jobs, careers, families, their own house. This is a holiday to them, so they're not going to be in your property, staying there, not paying you any rent, causing antisocial behaviour. You're never ever going to need to evict them. They leave generally when they say they're going to leave. Number 4, I mentioned that there's less wear and tear. If you're renting a property 30 weeks of the year and it are holiday makers as opposed to somebody staying there full time, then they're generally out doing their own thing, exploring the area, and the property's maybe empty half of the year. So very little wear and tear. Some obviously increased cleaning costs, you need to clean it yourself, get the changeovers done, but when it comes to replacing things year in, year out, maintenance costs are a lot lower than traditional buy-to-let. Point number 5 is there is clear tax advantages to this. Now I won't go into tax here because I'm not a tax specialist, but certainly speak to your accountant and there's really tax efficient ways of renting your holiday home out. There's some rules to apply, but certainly very easy to work within those rules and get the tax advantages. Number 6 is the diversification aspect. Now if you've got 10 buy-to-lets and they're all 1-bedroom flats, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. We always like to build portfolios that are slightly diversified where possible, so not all the properties are in the same area, and it's always good to maybe stick at a very high yielding holiday home property in it as well, and it just has the benefits of diversifying your portfolio. Number 7 is the properties that are suitable for holiday homes are different from traditional buy-to-let. Properties you wouldn't consider as a buy-to-let because it might be too quirky is actually a very positive feature when it comes to holiday homes. So when you're sourcing these are specialist things you look for, it means it's going to be attractive, but these properties aren't as attractive for people to live in full-time as owner-occupiers or for buy-to-let investors. So there's often less competition for these, which means you can get them at a very good price. We've already sourced and identified all the great property along the Ayrshire coast that we feel are going to be great investments. So sometimes they're off-market sales, you can get them for a really good price when you go direct to vendor. So these properties, there's not as much competition normally, but even where there are, still even worth paying market value for them because the yield's so high. And number 8, I've saved probably the best of all this to last, is it is a holiday home that's going to have some spare capacity. So it is yours, you can actually use it for private use. So if you imagine you have something along, say, the west coast of Scotland and you're from London or overseas, you can actually use this. We are sourcing a lot of properties next to Tunbury, so 42 golf courses within a 50-minute drive of where we source properties. So if you like golf, then certainly this is ideal. But your private use means you can use it yourself or your family, a wee weekend getaway. You can also give it to your friends, but you can also give it to clients and gift it to people so that they're actually getting something, you're giving them something worthwhile. So these are the 8 tips, the 8 benefits of investing in property versus traditional buy-to-let, and I hope you enjoyed it.